Hi folks, it's John Nizman from lastchanceautostore.com, and today I'd like to share with you a little video about making some tweaks or some changes to an already build that we've done. So a lot of times we'll have clients that will come in, they're not sure in terms of how exactly they'd like to build. Perhaps they're not sure about horsepower and that sort of thing. So we would do a complete ground up restoration on the vehicle, but then we would do perhaps the engine would be bone stock. The client would take delivery of the vehicle, drive it for a while, like a year or so, and then that's when they like to do some enhancements to it. For example, a custom exhaust or larger exhaust system, or perhaps more horsepower with the engine. Perfect example is one of our own vehicles that we built. So this is a 1967 Chevy C10 pickup truck. So we did a fairly custom job on it in terms of four-wheel disc brakes and that sort of thing. But we went to the engine. Originally this had a 307 motor, not the strongest engine that GM ever made. So we substituted that 307 engine for a 350 4-volt main. We put a mild cam in it, we did a normal intake and headers and that sort of thing, and we put about 300 test miles on it, and it was a nice truck, it drove fine, but the transmission was a turbo 350 automatic. So basically over the winter I made a list of little enhancements that I would want to do on the truck. I'd like to share them with you now. So basically what we did is, if you can come a little closer, it's still the same appearance obviously in terms of under the engine bay and the detailing, and you can see in a previous video where we made a lot of improvements and refinements in the engine bay and upgrades such as the power disc brake conversion kit, and it's four-wheel disc brakes and that sort of thing, which you can see in a previous video. But this engine we decided to enhance not only visually but for more power. So originally we had a mild cam, so it was basically an RV type cam, which was okay for lower end torque. But what we wanted to do is have a little more excitement or a little more fun with this particular engine. So we went with a more of a thumper type of cam, and then we went with a high polished Edelbrock intake. And then the biggest enhancement that we made from the previous build on this 350 engine, and I think the camera can probably pick it up, and it's these aluminum heads. And these are Edelbrock E-Street series. And this engine is so much happier with the Edelbrock aluminum head. So this E-Street series gives the engine a little more attitude. And then what we did in terms of appearance, we did roller rockers to help with the resistance. And then we had these custom valve covers made, and they really add to the look. Then the other thing that we did, as you can see over here on the sides, is we have a true high polished ceramic header. So these headers are made by Hooker headers. We had another set from another company, and they claimed to be the long performance ceramic coated style, but unfortunately when they were shipped to our shop, they weren't the high polished ceramic coated. They were more of a painted a high heat paint, and in time what was happening unfortunately is we're getting some pitting and some surface rust. So we weren't very impressed with them. We contacted Hedman Headers, and they didn't do anything for us. So what I did is we removed those headers and we went with Hooker headers. They seem to have a thicker wall, and they're a true high polished ceramic header. So by doing these enhancements, we don't have a dyno here at our shop at Last Chance Auto Store, but based on talking to a couple of different performance suppliers and to our engine builder, we feel that this is probably somewhere in that 350, 360 horsepower range. So it's a very fun vehicle to drive now. So I just wanted to share with you just some different ideas. So just because you have a vehicle built or someone else has built a vehicle that you've purchased, there are little things that you can do to tweak it in terms of cooling or other enhancements. So here at Last Chance Auto Store, we take pride in doing as much as we can in-house. So the building of the engine, enhancing the heads, the special exhaust system, with our in-house bender, we were able to do all of the performance engine and exhaust stuff here at our shop. So thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautostore.com.